time of year now. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is for the documentary. Very pretty right now.
So the Anza-Borrego Foundation would like to thank Assemblyman Randy Vopel and his representative, Emily Alessio, and Senator Joel Anderson, and for their continued support in maintaining the health and the resources of the unique parkland just like this. So I'd like to ask you to...
You know, it's such a pleasure every year to come out. I'm going to switch places with you, to come out here and see all of you. But you know, the park has just been such a blessing, and I think it's the gem of all the parks in the state. And with that, Randy Vopel and I did a resolution honoring the foundation for all your hard work. 50 years of giving back to the community to ensure that over 1,500 species of plants and animals are protected in perpetuity, and the millions of visitors that have come to the park to see it. So I'm not sure who's supposed to accept this. Good, Ernie. Because I don't want to stand here by myself. But we did want to recognize this day. We wanted to recognize all you. I began coming out here as a Boy Scout when I was in my probably 8 years old. And I went on in high school and college. Every available weekend that I could be out here, I was out here. I remember one Christmas having a brunch with my parents and waving goodbye and coming out for the rest of the Christmas holiday. I love this place, and it grew on me, and it taught me things: self-reliance, self-confidence, introspection. Discovered lots of things, and of course the things I probably discovered the most valuable was me. But it captured my heart, probably as it has captured all of your hearts. I participated in sheep counts. I hiked from Warner Springs to Borrego Springs over the mountains. I bagged almost all of these peaks around here. In that process, I met wonderful people like Bud Getty, Wes Cater, Ernie Brown, Mark Jorgensen, Jack Hessmeyer, Kathy Dice. All of these people wear the park uniform. They are incredibly dedicated to this place and to all of the natural resources here in California. It was about that time that Diana Lindsay, bless her heart, asked me to join an organization known as the Desert Protective Council and the Anza-Borrego Committee. And it was a young organization that was just beginning to discuss what do we do with this park and how do we protect it. And that's when I first learned the importance of partnerships. And these people were equally dedicated. They didn't wear the park uniform, but you know, I learned that people tend to care most about the things they love the most. And the caring for this park was obvious that they loved it a great deal. And so this blossomed into this great organization today, and the efforts that have resulted from that are what we're here to celebrate today. 50 years of accomplishment, 50,000 acres of inholdings that have been acquired. And none of it could have happened without the partnership between you and the park. The partnership built the visitor center. The partnership acquired and built this entity here. And the great park citizen partnership created the Anza-Borrego Foundation, which made all this possible. So none of this happens alone, and none of us can take credit for it individually. It's a group effort, but every one of us have individually benefited from it. And you know, a lot of people gave their treasure, everyone gave their time, but also everyone gave their heart to this. And I thank you today. It's been an honor for me to be your president during this period of time and to recognize each of you for your contributions. So thank you very much.
But my one goal in making this trip and coming to see you was to make sure that you understood just how very much we recognize the importance of this partnership. And that in Sacramento, we often speak about this exact partnership as a shining example of what we'd like to clone and see more of across the state. But I want to highlight some really key things. I think it started with a dream. It was a call to action, a recognition that we needed to preserve and protect this special place. And as difficult as that is to imagine, there are people out there that don't necessarily recognize that. And so it truly was a call to action. And so the Anza-Borrego Foundation was the answer to that call. It's a very fascinating history. This foundation is tied into the state parks history in a way that other foundations aren't. What I've been told is it was actually the vision of Director Mott. Director Mott was a California State Parks Director. He went on to be a National Parks Director and the founder of California State Parks Foundation. And there was a call and you folks responded to it. And we all know in this room that this is not easy to do. We took a tour today with someone that talked about in the beginning how you worked out of a little cigar box and with cash only. And that's how these things start. It's a grassroots effort. And really, California state parks only exist because of a grassroots effort. This place exists because people recognized that it was special and it was worth preserving. It was not a government's idea. It was people that came before us that recognized the importance of protecting the special place. And in a lot of ways, it's a promise. It's a promise that government makes. It's a promise that all of us make, not only to each other, but to our children and our children's children. There's actually a saying, and it's part of our park ethics at the department. We talk about 7 generations. And we think long and hard about how our actions today affect generations out. And it's a tremendous, tremendous responsibility. And so I want to thank you for toiling away and being happy warriors with us, because it's not something that we can do alone. It can be very lonely. And I'm sure that all of you have felt lonely at times in that effort. So I just really want to thank you for that. When we are at our best at the Department of Parks and Recreation, is that we think beyond these partnerships as checkbooks and financial commitments. That in so many ways, the way you make a difference is that you cheer us on and that you're cheerleaders. And it's great that you come and share your comments with me, but I will tell you, your words and your passion and your dedication for these special places can go so much further than a Parks Department director speaking about them on her own or our own staff. Now, speaking about our staff, I think to spend any time with the Department of Recreation staff, you very quickly start to hear the term Parks family. And it's something that I heard early on, but I have to tell you, I have never experienced something like that the way I have with this group of people. I struggle at times to find the words, because you know, in working with them, that it is a lifestyle. These are difficult jobs, and as you know also, in any large organization, particularly in government, it is so hard to actually accomplish something. It's easy to walk around and talk about the things that we're going to do, but to actually accomplish it is something nothing short of a miracle. And it has been the greatest professional privilege and honor of my life to work alongside them, and also to spend so much time with all of you. And so it's very touching, and it means so much to us to hear when you folks recognize that. And know always, we want to do more. Our staff want to do more. They want to be more places with you, and they want to be more helpful. You heard a lot of the benefits of the foundation, but let me tell you about a couple of things that just may not seem like big deals, but we could not do it without the foundation. You heard about the acquisitions. You probably heard about the wonderful interpretive programs. You heard about the programs touching youth, which is so important, not just because it's a nice thing to be good to kids, but because this, we know, is a huge, huge responsibility. And while we're here to celebrate the great work, we know we have so much work ahead of us, and we owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to the people that came before us. But before we know it, we will be replaced by younger kids. And so if we don't impart upon our youth today that love and that passion that all of us have, we will have failed. And so when we think about these youth programs, that to us, it's critical to continue and to have a whole new group of happy warriors that work on these issues. So I really encourage you to reach kids where you can. I'll close the way I opened, just know how much we appreciate everything that you do. I think at our best as a department, we supersede being a department, and we forge very close, meaningful relationships with the foundation and also the community. So thank you very much. As a mom of 2 kids I know that they can come here and experience this great place. Thank you as a father of a daughter who used the great outdoors to instill upon his 2 little girls the importance of self-reliance and independence and how we fit in the great web of life. And thank you on behalf of the Department of Parks and Recreation for everything you do. And even more importantly, thank you on behalf of the Parks family. So thank you.
We're going to recognize a few of them today. One of them isn't here, Ralph Singer. A lot of you know Ralph. He's a part-time resident of Borrego. He has donated more than 4,000 hours and 23 years of volunteer service as a member of the Anza-Borrego Foundation and to the state park in a variety of ways. This award will be presented to Ralph at the appropriate time. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here this weekend. So let's give Ralph a hand. In support of Anza-Borrego Foundation's mission to make the park whole, more than 4,000 hours, 21 years of volunteer service has resulted in more than 22,000 acres acquired for Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. And this was the lady that did all of the real estate work for it. She is a walking encyclopedia on every piece of parcel, every parcel of land in this park. And her tireless efforts are unmatched. I mean, they simply are astounding, the amount of effort and time that she donated to make this happen. So Dolores, thank you so very much. And let's stay in our picture here. So let's flip over here. This, in just a small way, says, for more than 4,000 hours and 30 years, you were a companion for Anza-Borrego Desert State Park and the Foundation. And your profound devotion as a crusader for the park and its mission of conservation will forever be revered. And that is very true.
From the very beginning of my time here as a ranger and then on up, I have worked with the Anza-Borrego Foundation, and our partnership grew over that time from a simple mission of acquiring inholdings and giving them to the state park to eventually supporting research, doing interpretation, and then finally about 15 years ago, they became our cooperating partner. And that means interpretive sales and all the things that go with that. I cannot tell you how much that has meant to the state park in order to keep us operating. At first, you came into the picture to be the icing on our cake and give us the things that maybe we didn't have the budget for, but you could add a few extra pieces. And then pretty soon, you became part of the cake. You needed to help us with operations, and you were there. And then I'm hoping that the day will come when, once again, we'll stand strong with you, and you will once again be the sprinkles on our cupcakes. The things that make visitor services extra special. We have a lot of projects in mind, a lot of hopes and dreams, and I just really can't say enough about how our partnership has grown, how strong it's become, and I think it's, as Ernie had said earlier, the best is yet to come. I can't, looking out at all these faces and knowing that you love the desert as much as my park staff does. I work with an amazing parks family. I have staff that is dedicated. They love what they do. They give that extra, if there's any such thing as more than 100%, they do that. And then there's all the volunteers that fill in and do all the extra things that make this park whole. As you know, Anza-Borrego is a giant treasure chest. There are so many resources and so many values here. Wilderness, cultural reserves, paleontology, archaeology, botany, endangered species. The list goes on. And with your support and your help and being members of the Anza-Borrego Foundation and all the generosity I heard today with the donations, I know that we will stand strong and we will continue to get better. As Park Superintendent, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for your support, and I'm grateful for the Anza-Borrego Foundation, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming this afternoon to help us celebrate this wonderful 50th anniversary. For the first 50 years, we've accomplished a lot. We have places to go and things to do still.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.